What's up, guys? Justin here, and today I want to talk to you about fellowship. More specifically, high school fellowship. And I'm a huge advocate of attending your high school fellowship simply because it's just a great way to find a support base and to find other Christians, and they're able to help you grow within your faith. And it's just a really good idea altogether. Now, probably most of you've experienced fellowship before at church, and your church probably has fellowship happening sometime during the week. Where teens come out and they're able to pray with one another, worship with one another, share with one another about what's going on in their lives, and to learn about God with one another. And that's pretty much what fellowship is about. Now, if you ask students if they go to their high school fellowship, most of the time they'll be like, yeah, not really, simply because, well, I don't see the need for it because I already go to the church fellowship. Sometimes they'll say, well, I don't really know the people there, so I don't want to go. Sometimes they say, it's really disorganized, so I don't really think it's going to help me grow. And sometimes altogether they'll be like, what? We have a fellowship in our school? So it kind of ranges. Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. So picture this. I have iron in one hand, I have iron in this hand. Iron sharpens iron. Okay, I'm able to sharpen iron with itself. Same way with Christians, right? I have one Christian and I have another Christian, and they're able to help each other grow. They're able to rebuke each other, and they're able to support each other, and they're just able to encourage each other, and in the end, they grow with one another. And now picture this. I have iron in one hand, I have no iron, right? I can't sharpen iron because I don't have iron to sharpen it with. Right? So you have a Christian that's by themselves, right? And it's a lot harder for that person to look at their own faults objectively and to grow and to be encouraged to keep on growing, right? As a Christian, we can't have this mentality of a lone wolf, right? We're not going to be able to grow on our own. Now, some of us will probably be like, well, I'm not growing on my own. I have the people at my church that they're able to help me. And yes, that's true. You have the people from the church that you know from fellowship or you see on Sundays, and that's cool, right? And I'm not discounting any of that. But when I think about it, you're actually at school more than you are at church. And last video I already did the math. You're at, for those 4 years that you're in high school, you're at school for around like 6,020 hours, 860 days. And that's a really massive amount of time to be spending at school. When you think about it, the people that you see at school, that's who you're living your life with. You're in the trenches with these people. I have an analogy when it comes to like church and fellowships, where it goes to, the church is like your home base, right? It's after the week is over, you go back to home base and you rejuvenate, you feed yourself. You're getting fed from the pastor and from the sermon and from Sunday school and from meeting other people, and you're able to unload about how your week was, getting prayer from other people that right? And it's a great thing, right? But after that is over, you're sent back out into the real world, into the mission field, into the battlefield, right? And when you think about it in that army mentality, like, there's no such thing as a soldier that's going to walk off by himself and be like, I'm going to win this war by myself. You will probably die by yourself, right? The high school fellowships, they're like your home away from home. They're like your forward operating base, in a sense. And that's really important to realize. It's important to have other Christians supporting you those other 5 days of the week that you're not at church. And a great way to start is at your high school fellowship. Ephesians 4 verse 9 to 12 says, 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if 2 lie together, they keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, 2 will withstand him. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. And already, when you read the word and you look at the importance of having other believers with you, it's really apparent. If you just look at Acts and how the fellowship of believers if you looked at what that was, it was really crazy. They were eating together often. They were, selling their possessions for each other, and they were just really supportive of one another. And that's kind of the goal when it comes to fellowship. I'm not saying that high school fellowships have it all together, but that should be the goal that we keep in mind when it comes to attending your high school fellowship. When you read 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33, it says, "Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character." So when you think about it, okay, well, if you're not going to your high school fellowship, okay, well, then look at your friends. And obviously, we're not saying like every friend that isn't a Christian is a really terrible influence, right? But at the same time, where are you getting your support? Well, you say you're getting your support from church, but you're only at church 2 times out of those 7 days of the week, right? And it's really important that you find the support within your high school fellowship. John 13 verse 35 says, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." So coming together with other Christians also shows other people that we are Christ followers, right? So going back to bad company corrupts good character. So obviously the opposite is true of that, which is good company doesn't corrupt good character. Good company is able to build you up. And when you guys come together as a fellowship, other people will be able to see that and be like, yeah, those are Christians, right? And also when you're able to, come together with other Christians, you're able to support another when it comes to living your faith out and coming up with ways to be able to serve your school, right? And doing that by yourself is exponentially harder than when you have other Christians that are with you that are able to support you in doing that. So, I mean, for myself, like just from my experience with high school fellowship when I was, leading one, like high school fellowships, they're not perfect, okay? It's really difficult when it comes when you think about it from a leadership perspective, because as a leader it's like, man, I have to plan the fellowship, then I have to do extracurricular activities, then I have family time, then I have homework time, I have school stuff, I have all these things that I have to do as a leader, right? And what tends to happen is then the fellowship starts to suffer from disorganization and stuff like that. And for those of you that are attending your fellowship, I encourage you guys, help out your leaders wherever or whenever you can, because they are shouldering a lot and they need your help, right? And having more people attending your these fellowship in your high school, and you're able to support one another, that can only help a fellowship grow. So for those of you already off the bat where you go like, well, I don't go because I don't know the people there, or I don't know because it's disorganized, or I don't know because I don't think it will help me grow, in essence, don't think about what the fellowship is going to be able to do for you, but think about how are you going to help the other Christians around you grow, and how are you going to support the other Christians? Because in the end, when you think about it, that's what Christianity, or that's one of the things Christianity is about, how we are united in Christ and that we are one family under Christ. And how can I support the other Christians that are going through a hard time, or how can I support other Christians that want to live out their faith and stuff like that, right? That kind of leads back to the question that I asked in the last video, which is, you see all these people that don't know who Christ is, and what are you going to do about it? And I think already attending your high school fellowship is a start when it comes to how you can live out your faith, because you have other Christians that you're able to pour into, and they'll pour into you and stuff like that. So again, if you don't attend your high school fellowship, again, there are reasons why you might not be able to attend, but don't discount it. There are Christians there, and it's a great way to just be able to fellowship with one another, and to be able to just live out your faith, which is something that sometimes we just find that is hard to do. But anyways, again, I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys. If you know other people that would resonate with this, please share it with them. And again, this has been 412 TV, and my name is Justin, and I'll see you guys next time.